Hey friends, it's Josie. Welcome back to Two Sisters Homestead. So, I forgot to do an intro for this video. However, it is just a video of us doing different breakfasts to make our life easier for the week. So we are starting off with a potato hash. So we are peeling the potatoes and let's go ahead and get into it.
Okay, so now we are going to start cutting them. So I only did about 5 of them right now just because I don't know how many I'm going to need. And then I have a parchment lined baking sheet off to the side, and once I get done cutting them, I'm going to place them onto this baking sheet, and then I'll just eyeball to see how much I will need. But first I'm going to get these washed off and then come right back. Okay, so now we're just going to cut these into cubes, just like you would get at the store. Nothing too fancy or anything like that. And you want to try to get them at least the same size as possible or close to it, just so they will all cook evenly. And then we're going to place them on the baking sheet. And the good thing about doing potatoes is that it's a good filler food, so it will last longer in your belly, so you don't get hungry so fast, which is a good thing, especially if you're at work. I was able to get them all chopped up. I sprinkled a little bit of avocado oil on it, and now I'm just going to season it with some seasoned salt and garlic powder. And then I'm going to mix it up. And then we're going to spread it out so it's all on one layer as much as possible. And then we're going to put this into an oven. I have been having it preheated on 375. And I'm going to do it until it gets a little bit crispy on the outsides to my liking, and soft of course, and then I will take it out. So now I'm going to, while that's cooking in the oven, I'm going to start my other stuff. So we're going to do sausage, and I'm just going to do a pound of sausage. I think that will be enough. And I'm just going to ground this up. And I like doing my sausage first because then in the grease I can cook my eggs, and then it don't stick, and I don't have to use any non-stick spray or anything like that, which is probably not the healthiest, but it's good. So now we're just going to wait to cook this through. Okay, so what I did with my sausage after it was done, I put it on a paper plate lined, I lined the paper plate with some paper towels to let it catch some of the grease. And so now I'm cracking in my eggs to put eggs in it as well. And my potatoes are still in the oven cooking up. And my chickens aren't laying as much, I guess because it's getting cooler. So I had to buy some from the store, unfortunately. But hopefully by next year, they will all be laying. So if they all lay, then we will probably get around 20 to 25 eggs a day. And then we're going to start preserving them in other ways. So we'll be able to have eggs without, having to buy store-bought ones. We'll have some that are already stocked up in the pantry, or either with the pickling lime or with the freeze dryer, we're hoping by then. So that will just give us other opportunities to have more eggs on hand at all times, which would be good because we eat a lot of eggs, and with me trying to do more home cooking and things like that, I will need a lot more eggs as well. So that's just what it is. That's what we're trying to do. But for now, I had to buy some, and hopefully the girls will start producing some eggs next season and be able to have an abundance more than what we know what to do with. But we will have other options to be able to do different things with them and things like that. So we're excited about that because I don't know if y'all know this or not, but our babies, I think we've had only one that's been laying, but then now it's too cold most days, so we haven't even had any chance to see how it is having that many eggs come in. So we'll see how that goes next season. Okay, so now I'm just putting in my eggs that I have scrambled up. And I'm going to get these scrambled up really nicely. And whatever grease was in here from the sausage, I just went ahead and left that in. And I'm not going to salt or pepper this any, just because there is the sausage in there, and then it's cooking into the grease, and then the potatoes have quite a bit of salt and garlic, so I'm not going to do that. But like, I don't like too salty food, but my husband does, so if he wants to add it, he can. Or he can try to save his heart and not put any on there. He's not in here, but he can save his heart and not put any on there. So we will see. So I'm just going to continue doing this, cooking up some eggs, and waiting for my potatoes to get done. While we are waiting on our potatoes, I thought I would go ahead and get my pancake mix started up. So I'm just using this one right here from my pantry that I already had, and put it to use. So we got 2 cups of that, and then we want 1.5 cups of milk. So then we add 1.5 cups of milk, and then 1 egg, and then some vanilla. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of cinnamon as well. Things got moved around in there. I couldn't find it for a second. Okay, there's some vanilla, and we're going to heat up our griddle to 325. And we're going to whisk this together. And then we're just going to wait for the griddle to heat up, and then we'll be ready to start doing our pancakes. I like to do is just get me some butter and spread it all on my griddle, and then we will start adding in. I like to use the smallest measuring cup that we have. If you don't have like a gas cooktop or anything like that, then this comes in really handy. Like I use this so often, especially if I'm cooking breakfast for the whole family. This comes in really handy, and I can cook multiple things at once on it, which is good. Okay, and now we're just still waiting on our potatoes, and then we will continue to do these, and when those are done, I will show you what they look like. Okay, so now it is time for me to flip these. You will know they're ready to be flipped when you start getting some bubbles on top and they're looking a little bit more puffier and more bubbles are coming. That's how I know to go ahead, and flip them. The crazy thing is that when I was younger, I didn't make pancakes for a long time just because I could never get them right until I figured out that you just need to let them sit and wait until it gets a little bubbly on top, and then it will be good to go. And then you just let it cook the rest of the way, just like this, and then you have your pancakes, which for me it took a long time to learn how to do it, which is weird, but it just did. So as you can see, the pancakes are done, and since I still have my griddle hot, I'm gonna go ahead and make some sausage. It's hot, so I wiped it down, and I'm just going to add in my sausage to make little sausage patties for some bagel, sausage, egg, and cheese that I'm going to do as well. And then this griddle comes in really handy because I can probably get most of these on here at one time instead of, like, if I do it with the pan, I have to do it multiple times in the pan in order for it to for me to cook as many as I need. So this just makes it just that much faster. And then I'm just going to let these cook all the way through and flip them. And I need to put my grease catcher underneath here as well. My potatoes are done, and I thought since my sausage is cooking that I'm going to go ahead and do this hash thing. So what I'm going to do to make everything a little bit more even is I'm going to place my hash browns in here, and then I'm going to add in my sausage. And I did put it on a paper towel to drain the grease, and look at all that grease. That's crazy. Okay, and then next is our eggs. I just made a mess. Okay, I just made a mess, but we'll clean that up in a second. So what I'm going to do is just mix this up really well. And you could put like peppers in here if you wanted, mushrooms, whatever you want. You can just make it whatever you're feeling or whatever you might have on hand that time. But this will be good for us for now. And then I'm also going to top it with cheese. I'm not going to put cheese in this part right now just because the potatoes are still a little warm, so I don't want it to melt quite yet. So I got these little containers from Walmart, and now I'm just going to add this into the containers.
So before anybody comes for me or anything like that, I know I probably shouldn't be using the plastic containers. However, that's just what I had time to get, and it was a little bit more affordable at the time. However, now I do have a bit more of the glass containers instead of these plastic ones.
I'm going to try to get 6, but I don't know if I'll be able to get that much or not. That's 3. Okay, so that's 4. I'm going to get some more containers. Okay. That's 5. And 6. So that works out perfectly. Into each of these, I'm going to add in some sharp cheddar cheese that I have already pre-shredded from the other day. I'm just going to sprinkle it all on the top. On all of them. And then I'm not going to put the tops on them yet. I'm going to set them over there and let them cool completely before I put them in the fridge or freezer. So I'll probably put 4 in the fridge so we can have it for tomorrow, and then 1 for Saturday, and then the other 2 will go in the freezer for Monday. Okay, so I'm just going to set these over to the side and wait till they cool off. So that's 1 down. No, that's 2 down. And we just have 1 more thing to go. I got them in a Ziploc bag, and I labeled them with what it is and the date so I can remember that. And I'm going to also set that aside until it cools just a little bit longer, and I'll put that in when I put everything else in. So I almost forgot, but I need to do some eggs for the bagel, sausage, and egg. So I'm going to crack about 6 eggs into this bowl, add a little bit of milk, salt, and pepper, and then we are going to mix this up really well, and then put it onto like a casserole dish so that I can cook it in the oven, because it's a lot easier, it's hands-on, and I won't have to like keep on worrying about it while I'm doing other things here in the kitchen. So I will just set it to about 375 and just cook it for about 10 minutes or so until it's done. And then I will just cut it up into pieces, and it makes a really good, easy way to have it for your own breakfast sandwiches, which is really cool because it's easy, and I actually prefer the texture of these eggs on my sandwiches than the fried eggs. So let me get some milk to this. Okay, and now we're gonna add some Redmond's real salt to that and some pepper. And then we're going to mix that all together. Have this casserole dish that I'm going to spray with some non-stick spray, and then just pour those in just like that, and we'll put them straight into the oven. So this is how the eggs look whenever they get done, and now I'm just going to let it cool for a little bit and then I will cut into them. So this is how it looks once it is cut and taken out. Okay friends, these are the bagels. They look so yummy and smell really, really good. I went ahead and took them out because they were starting to look that brown on the bottom, so I didn't want them to burn or anything like that. So I'm going to give these a try in the morning, and then I will let you know how that went. So it's already like 9:40 and I'm ready to go to bed. So I'm going to just put the sausage and the eggs into a container that I can put up in the fridge. And then tomorrow I will put them all in the bagels if the bagels don't get ate before then. And then we will put this in the fridge for overnight, and then tomorrow I'll do that like I just said, and hopefully I can get at least 2 in the freezer. I will be happy with that if I can at least get 2, because I've only made 6 bagels, but if they're good, then over the weekend, since today's Thursday, I will be making more, because it's really, really simple, you guys.